Hey everyone, have a here bro, video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In this video, I'm going to be doing an LR tier list. So with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and dive right in. And surprise, surprise, right? I normally don't do these types of tier lists. I do, of course, a lot of best teams, but a lot of you messaged and said, hey, where's your LR tier list? Everyone's doing an LR tier list. Okay, here you go. By popular demand, we're going to be doing an individual top 10 tier list here. And I'll tell you what, it was pretty hard to do because there's a lot of units on here that I would say could deserve a spot, but I had to take a few out. And remember, tier lists are purely subjective. There's no official rankings from Akatsuki or Bandai. So yeah, everybody's going to have different opinions, but let's go ahead and give you my initial thought in terms of a honorable mention that was surprising to me, and that was not including Dokkan Festival exclusive Int Super Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. This is a great unit, right? It's a great leader skill. He has the ability to be a strong utility on a lot of different teams here. You know, again, leads a great team, and usually I probably hold leader skill a lot higher than other people might be viewing in terms of you know, these types of units. So for me, not adding a team that possibly could be in the top 10, I haven't done all the best teams yet in terms of top 10 list. It shows you how strong and how top heavy right now the tier list is. So yeah, coming as an honorable mention, Int Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. Wow, right? So moving on into the number 10 spot, we're starting here at the number 10 spot, is going to be the 10-year anniversary Dokkan Festival exclusive Full Power Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. He's across the board just very good, right? I wouldn't say he's super amazing in anything. He does actually pretty good amount of damage, but very good in his defensive mechanics. He has a very good leader skill, right? 220%, one of the new 220% leads here in Full Power. Full Power is a very, very strong team as well. I'm not sure if it's going to make it to the top 10. We will see. But that's kind of where number 10 is the hardest to choose, just because, okay, where are you going to start the measuring stick? So that's where we're going to start here, is going to be the Carnival Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Again, a very overall great unit. And yeah, let's go ahead now move on to the number 9 spot, which I would say is the more controversial one. So I'll probably talk a little bit more about this here than maybe anything else. And that's going to be number 9 is going to be Easy A Grade 8 Vegeta. So I think a lot of people feel like this should be a lot higher, but I'll tell you the reason why he's not on my list is because of its leader skill. So this is the best yellow coin Easy LR, right? I would say the next one probably going to be Int Janemba. But baseline defensive abilities, right? These both units guard, and both units have 20% damage mitigation. But then this unit here in the first position has that additional boost in damage mitigation, makes him one of the best first position or slot 1 units that you can use. So of course he's going to have more utility in that case. However, his leader skill is nowhere near as good as Full Power 2020. So I could actually moved him down one below, but because of his amazing slot 1 utility, I had to keep him a little bit higher than the Full Power Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. But there is an argument that I can switch the spots here and I'd be actually okay with it. So that's the reason why he's down here below, is that 170% leader skill. We're in 200, 220%, 250/220 now. So just 170 is just not cutting it these days. So coming in number 9, Great Ape LR Vegeta. Solid, amazing slot 1 unit. So let's go ahead and move on to the number 8 spot. So moving on, number 8 spot is very similar to Gohan. Is Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks is just very good in everything. A very amazing overall unit. Very good in terms of having utility even in slot 1. Where again, Gohan in slot 1 less used than Gotenks. Because in certain fights he's actually very good, right, with his ability to nullify and things of that nature. So yeah, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks runs, I think, a better team than the other two. Of course, Majin Buu Saga at 200%, still very relevant, and just again very, very strong overall. You're seeing him now more in floating positions than first position, or even main rotation, which is crazy to me just because how good the unit is. But again, shows you how amazing the other units actually are. So coming in number 8 is Super Saiyan Carnival LR Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. And now moving to number 7, another probably controversial spot here is going to be LR34. So LR34, LR, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and Super Saiyan 4 Goku. One of the best support units in the game right now, especially in the top tier teams. Wherever he can run, he can be an amazing support unit, but he can also be a fantastic main rotation unit, and at times he can actually do well in slot 1. Now, just like the Grade 8 Vegeta, he lacks one thing, and that's a supporting cast for his team that reduces his value as the 220% Grade 8 Vegeta, or I'm sorry, not Grade 8 Vegeta, Grade 8 team. Now, of course, Grade 8 Vegeta is actually run on his team. LR34 is just amazing. So is it unfair that I give him negative points because the team that he's running is a little bit irrelevant at this point in time until we get, you know, boosted up in his the remaining portions of his team? Probably. I definitely could have had him in number 6. I was thinking about it at number 6. I just don't think he's top 5 because, again, it's just so top heavy in terms of crazy super strong units on there. So yeah, 220% to grade 8 power. If he had a better team, I think he would have beaten out the number 6 spot. So 6 and 7 are really very close in my opinion. But yeah, once again, you got 2 Super Saiyan 3 units in the top 10, which is pretty wild in of itself. So coming in number 7 is LR34. Let's go and move on to the unit that took LR34's spot, because I think you can probably even interchange these two. Is going to be the Tech Broly. So Tech LR Broly is Carnival Broly is still amazing, right? He's several months from the Worldwide Celebration, but we need slot 1 units, and he is still a perennial slot 1 unit at this point in time. And he can run a very, very good team. Now, movie bosses right now isn't as relevant as it used to be. It's still a better team than Grade 8 Power, so that's probably the reason why I had him slot slightly above LR34. But I think it makes sense with my train of thought, right? I think some of you guys would have, LR, Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, ahead of Broly. But again, in my mind, I think he's more valuable in terms right now with what we need for formidable foes and having slot 1 units on here. Broly is a fantastic unit. So that's why I have him in a number 6 spot, and I think I'm pretty happy with the 6 through 10 here. Now let's go ahead and move on to number 5, because we already know what number 1 through 4 is, right? It's just figure out what the order is on 1 through 4. But coming in number 5 is Beast Gohan. You talk about longevity, right? Right now, as of right now, Beast Gohan is the LeBron James of Dokkan, because he has been relevant since he came out, right, in the 10-year anniversary. The 9-year anniversary, which was very, very long time ago. It's 1 year ago, right? So a full year, he's still a top 5 unit, right? And that generally does not happen with gacha games, right? Of course, we can have units come back to relevance, and we're going to talk about some of these other units that are going to come back to relevance, but he is still himself, right? So basically in the, the 12-year anniversary, he's going to get his EZA. If we get to the 12th year anniversary, not that far from 2 years from now, he's going to get his EZA. Imagine that, right? Is he still going to just be relevant until he gets his EZA and then still stays relevant? It's going to be very, very interesting. But yeah, slot 1 unit, he can still run a top 10 team. I'll just tell you right now, it is a top 10 team that he runs. And just still overall, just absolutely incredible. So coming number 5, Beast Gohan, still staying relevant. Let's go ahead and move on to the top 4, which I'm just going to show all 4 because everyone knows that these are the top 4 best LRs in the game, and really the top 4 best units in the game. And that is going to be the 7-year anniversary units, LR EZA units, and then the 2 Dokkan Festival exclusive 10-year anniversary units on here. Without a doubt, right? Without a doubt. Now, there are holes in their abilities, right? These 2 units, you just put them in slot 1 and you are good to go. You actually put Gohan in whatever spot. Like, still kind of, you want to put him in slot 1, right? He gets a little bit more mitigation there. You're stuck on slot 1 there. Beast Gohan is so versatile, he can just put him anywhere. But these two here have less of a leader skill, right? We know that they're still 200% versus 250, 220. And that second turn, that second rotation they're in, they're susceptible, right? So anytime else, they're just, godly, right? So I do have Gogeta a little bit better than the gods because of that, damage, that nullification, right? A little bit probably more damage here than our gods, but ultimately, I think they're both, still amazing. He's a fused fighter leader, which I'll just tell you guys right now, it's going to be a top 10 team for sure. So where Power Beyond Super Saiyans is very good as well, but I think a little bit less valuable in terms of that, and movie heroes too. So of course, 1 and 2, there's a lot of people that interchange these. I still think Vegito has that slight advantage with his active skill ability. That taunt mechanic with the counters is a nightmare for bosses that attack a lot, and he just does incredible damage. But Gogeta, I think, maybe leads a better team. Again, we'll find out when I do best teams on there. So this was very close to me, like which one I think is better, because I do weigh teams very highly, and I could move them out here, but that active skill is just so dominant until they come out with a boss that attacks less, and that becomes like the standard, where the final boss attacks 3-4 times versus like 12. That's when I'm gonna go, okay, he's gonna be less valuable, and then Gogeta is gonna be better in terms of that. So that's where I feel pretty good about the list here, right? So 1 through 5, I think it's a no-brainer, right? I think these units here are the best 5 units in the game, not even saying it's the best LRs in the game. And then 6 through 10, I would say there may be some sprinkles of other units that could possibly, take over a spot here and there. So there you have it. Let me know in the comment section below if you agree or disagree with my list here. Again, I feel pretty good about it. And with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Thank you all for watching. Keep on Dokkaning, and we'll catch you next time. Later.